Now, the Republicans have been railing against the media for decades. Oh, the media is so liberal that the journalists, they're just liberal hacks. They're out to get us. You know what we should do? We should go out. We should create our own media networks with blackjack and hookers, which actually would make their media networks kind of awesome, but nonetheless. So, okay, that's what they did. They went out, and now we have Fox News, Breitbart, Alex Jones, The Blaze. We have all these clear channel stations that are always conservative. They're very, very conservative. It's very, very difficult to find liberal talk radio. Okay, it's dominated mostly by conservatives like Rush Limbaugh. Oh, and by the way, you can thank Bill Clinton for the Telecommunications Act for that one. But despite the fact that conservatives now have a very, very large share of the media, and they have the #1 rated cable channel, which is Fox News. Still, that does not stop Donald Trump and his supporters from seizing upon this war against journalism, this war against facts, this war against information. Basically saying all the media, every one of them, they're corrupt. You know what? They're all corrupt. They're all bad. They're all biased. Because they're criticizing me and pointing out things that I actually said 5 years ago. Really? Oh, journalists. They're so dishonest. They have such a big bias. Really? Are you sure you're not confusing people or confusing journalists with news actors? Look, a lot of these people on CNN, MSNBC, those people are news actors. They sit there, they read the news, and they call everything even. Or, in the case of Maddow, she plays to the political establishment. In this case, the Democratic establishment. But see, real journalists, they look at the facts. For example, you've got Jordan Sheridan, the Young Turks, Glenn Greenwald of The Intercept, David Sirota of International Business Times. Look, those guys, those are actual journalists. You know how I know? Because both sides of the establishment despise them. Because they're reporting on things that are uncomfortable to both sides. They're reporting the truth. They're reporting the facts. Now, setting the stage at what a journalist is compared to a news actor, I now want to show you this shirt, which was found at a Trump rally in Minnesota. Take a look. Rope Tree Journalist. The shirt reads, "Some assembly required." Talk about an attack on the free press. This guy's shirt literally calls for the lynching of people who report on facts, which is what journalism is. Again, journalism is not to be confused with news acting. Yet nonetheless, still saying that about news actors? Not a good thing. Actually, dangerous. Now let me tell you why this whole thing is dangerous. See, Donald Trump and the right wing have created their own reality in which facts do not preside. It is a fact-free zone, literally. And that's not just me saying it. You had a conservative, Charlie Sykes, who is a conservative radio host. Very, very conservative guy. Okay. Now he says the right wing has, or that they've created, quote, a right-wing media landscape that bears no resemblance to reality. They don't live in the real world. They live in a bubble. They live in a very, very conservative bubble. Now that's not to say that Democrats or liberal media have a monopoly on the truth. In fact, there is no such thing as the liberal media. You have the corporate media, the right-wing media, and then you have everyone else. Now, as I said, the Democrats don't have a monopoly on the truth, right? And look, as evidenced by WikiLeaks that shows that the DNC were attempting to put out smears of Bernie Sanders, and they were using mainstream corporate media to do it. To do their talking points, you had Donna Brazile getting caught handing questions to the Clinton campaign against Bernie Sanders. So that's not to call them equal. But still, journalists, I remind you, are the ones who cut through both sides' crap. By attacking journalists, you're attacking actual facts. You're basically admitting, I don't care about facts, and not only do I not care about facts, I'm also going to kill the messenger who dares to bring me facts about my candidate that I don't like. Okay, I like my candidate. I want to love everything about him. And if you bring me something that makes him look less than perfect, Well, I'm not going to like you. In fact, I'm gonna say that he should be lynched. Not the candidate, the journalist. And you see, this is increasingly indicative of the mentality that's gripping this election. Hillary supporters don't want to hear about WikiLeaks. They don't want to hear about the shit that she did wrong. Trump supporters don't want to hear about stuff about Trump, like his failed businesses, all of his failed businesses, bankruptcies, lawsuits, and his alleged sexual assaults, as well as any of his terrible policies, right? And everyone left, or in the middle, that's an actual journalist, well, they decide, they end up getting dumped on for reporting on both sides and what they're doing wrong. And see, both sides, Democrats, Republicans, they hate the truth. I mean, look, Hillary Clinton once joked about possibly droning Julian Assange of WikiLeaks. Why? Because of the DNC emails that are making her look bad. And that's bad. This guy with this shirt, also really bad. And this is why it's a scary time to be a journalist, right? I mean, look, you have Trump people at Trump rallies, saying Lügenpresse. Now, what's Lügenpresse? Well, it's a Nazi term for lying press that Hitler came up with. And of course, you also have some people on the left calling anyone who debunks some of the bullshit aimed at Hillary Clinton with actual facts. Now, don't get me wrong, all right? I will defend Hillary Clinton against an actual smear, and there's a lot of right-wing smears, as well as terrible things. Hey, let's focus on the terrible things that she's done, because there's actually facts in it. There's actually truth to this, right? You try to do that, you're a shill. You're shilling for Hillary. Why are you shilling for Hillary? Where's your fusion check? I see they've hired you too. No. You know what I am in support of? I'm in support of facts. Not only that, but journalists also face having the establishment wings of both parties also attacking them at the same time as they're getting it from Trump supporters, Hillary supporters. You've got all these different people that are trying to go after them because they don't like the truth. And this is another example of people living in a place where the truth doesn't exist, where they don't want the truth to exist. So I got to give huge, props to places like The Intercept for actually doing journalism. Reporters like Jordan Sheridan, Glenn Greenwald, for keeping things 100% and fighting against the establishment by actually posting truth. And let me tell you, to the Trump supporters who might be listening, if you really do hate the dishonest media, then join a media revolution. Support real independent media. Independent media that's going to tell you facts and not what you want to hear. And also, maybe you should work to get the money out of politics. Think about it. Most of that money in politics that's raised that you hate so much, all that money, millions and millions of dollars from rich interests and unions even, right? Going into these candidates that are taking all of this money through the super PACs, all that, you hate that system. Well, that system allows that money to get funneled into media, into the ads. Hey, and if you want access, you want that money, you got to keep things even. You can't actually tell the facts. You want a real media that sticks to facts? You get rid of the money. You get the money out of politics. If you get the money out of the politics, you get the money out of the media, and you can actually return to a fair and honest press. And if that's what you really stand for, then that's the way to do it. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. Patreon.com/TYTNation.